Hi there YouTube, Extreme Trains here. So in this video we're taking a look at one of the new all engines go Tomica, Takara Tomy style engines, and it's, who else were we going to start with? It is Thomas. It's a very diminutive little box. I'm really excited to take a look at these. I have looked at some of the original, quote-unquote original styled versions of these on my channel, and links will be in the description below. But I'm really keen to see what these look like and how they compare to the all engines go push-along engines that I've reviewed quite a lot of on this channel. So what are we waiting for? Let's do it. Okay, so this is the box of the Tomica Thomas & Friends TH01 engine. We've got the picture of the all engines go Thomas on the side there. We've got your usual blah blah licensing, etc, etc, etc. Don't know what any of this says or any of that, but that is essentially what the box looks like. We've got a reference to the coupling system. Let's do a quick little live unboxing, shall we? And as with the previous versions of these toys, we do get it bagged in a little plastic bag. Boom! There we go. Nice and easy out of the packaging. We have our little Thomas. So we'll bring him up for the 360. I'm just gonna go all the way around. Okay, so let us take a look at this little die-cast Thomas. Firstly, let's have a look at the face. Perfect face. Absolutely fantastic. I think this is probably one of the best of the smiling faces we've seen from the AEG Thomases. It just looks so cute and innocent. I really, really like it. And again, they've gone with that relief 3D nose, which I think is a great effect. You can see we've got some details which aren't on other models. We've got the painting here for the lamp. It does look a little bit weird because it's not painted super well, but we do have that there. We've got the buffer detailing, which is great. You've got the space for the coupling receptacle on the front. You can see here we've got the detailing for the iconic, very spaced apart whistles, which I think are actually closer together in the show or vice versa. But you can see this detail as a sticker. Now, unfortunately, I don't have my classic version of this Thomas on hand at the moment. He is in storage. I thought I got him out, but I did not. So I cannot remember if they were stickers, but I'm sure if you go back and watch the other review, you will note whether the detailing on those other non-all engines go Tomica engines was stickers or not, because you can see also this is a big sticker. It's a good looking sticker, very nicely applied, looks really good, but it is a sticker all the same. You can see here we do have the boiler bands, and those are 3D relief as well as painted, which is nice. We come to the coal load, just flat black paint, which is a bit less exciting than it otherwise might be. And then we come to the back, we've got just the black buffers there with a little Tomica style coupling. And then for the wheels, we've got these wheels designed here, which do look very reminiscent to the wheels, but they don't have any of the detailing that we see on the push-along version. Come to the bottom, Tomica 2022. I don't know what the J22 means. And you can see what it looks like there. So that's what this little item looks like by itself. Let's do some comparisons to some other engines and see how he stacks up. So it's kind of hard to explain how small this little Tomica Thomas is without reference to other items. So you can see here we've got just a classic, or one of the new updated classic Thomas minis, Tomica Thomas here, and we've got a push along all engines go Thomas here. So you can see he's actually quite small, which kind of surprised me, but I also think makes it extremely cute. That said, now we've got an idea of the size. Let's do a bit of a comparison between these items. So in terms of detailing, I'm actually not sure which one I prefer. Obviously, this is the color change version, which I most recently reviewed, but it does still have a couple of key details that are molded in, which I think look much better on this version of the toy than this version. And that includes the whistles. I love that the whistles have been molded in on this one versus just the stickers, even if the stickers are potentially more accurate. Equally, the lack of coal load is interesting, but I think, again, it looks much nicer with that little coal load in there, much more fun. And the last thing is the wheels. Now, I know I've talked about that the big tender engines don't have the detailing on their wheels, and I think they don't look as good for that, and I really do like the detailing. Again, this is the rainbow detailing, but the detailing that's put on the tank engine wheels for this line, while I understand, you know, kind of why they might just want to leave it plain, it makes it look a little bit more, I want to say, serious. You know, it doesn't quite have that same kind of animation accuracy potentially as these versions do. The other thing I want to talk about is the proportions. So if we look at the way this Thomas is designed, it's got the short little funnel which again, maybe less accurate, but we do have a bit of slant on the smoke box. Then we've got the slant on the roof because it's, you know, these engines are very stretchy. Then they move around in ways which make literally no sense. But I think that is captured a lot more in this Thomas design, even though this one I think is potentially more accurate from a proportional perspective in terms of the cab being, you know, more appropriate size compared to the rest of the body, having that bigger funnel, which definitely is more likely to look like the pictures. I think the fact he's quite flat, you know, he's got a flat line here, we've got a flat line along the top here. Again, like, I like this as a model. I think it looks really, really nice. It looks very well made and almost professional. But given the context of All Engines Go, it kind of feels a little bit too serious. And I think the this design that they've taken for the push-along engines kind of leans into the silliness of All Engines Go a little bit better by having those kind of exaggerated proportions, by having those kind of bent angles and that kind of, you know, expressiveness. So I feel like this feels like a more appropriate translation of the show source material, whereas this feels like what they've tried to do is convert All Engines Go into a serious model, like a seriously styled engine. Like, this is how I imagine a Bachmann All Engines Go Thomas would look. He'd look something like this. And I think, you know, you might like that, you might not like that, but I think it's something to consider in the circumstances where we do have two toy lines like this, which I think are both quite good on their own merits. But I'd love you to sound in the comments below which one is your favorite, because that is something I would love for you to consider. So now we've done the comparison, let's have a quick chat about price. So I had to order this Thomas online. Obviously, it's not available in Australia, and I did order it from Plaza Japan, who I bought quite a few items from, including my the Onigawa, I've forgotten how to say it now, Tomic's electric N-scale Thomas item. This engine cost me, without including shipping, converting directly from Japanese yen to Australian dollars, $7.50. So, for comparison, they're selling the color changer engines for about $10, which is, and that price seems to have been corrected. But if you look at just an ordinary small of the push-along engines, Nia is included in that category. These sell in Australia for anywhere between $5 and $6. So this is a not a much cheaper product, but definitely a cheaper product. And interestingly, for a change, I suppose, it's a cheaper product where you do actually get a lot more toy. You know, if we're comparing the size difference, you do get a lot more bang for your buck with this item. And you also get the benefit of it having the interoperability between the Trackmaster tracks as well as the Trackmaster rolling stock with the coupling system. So in terms of value, I think this is very cute. I think it's excellent. I think the price is competitive. I think $7.50 is fine, though noting obviously with shipping it gets a bit more expensive. But do I think it's actually a better toy than the All Engines Go push-along engine? When we were comparing the availability of push-alongs, you know, when we were in the CGI era, the Tomica ones were absolutely far better, even if they were more expensive. But I think the All Engines Go push-along toys are really actually quite good. And so I think this has got its work cut out for it. I don't think it's a bad toy, but I think it's definitely not as clear-cut for particularly giving, you know, a gift to a child or what children are going to enjoy, compared to the more fun, playful, and compatible nature and better value, potentially, nature of these push-along engines that are available outside Japan. So from a price perspective, the favor is definitely in this category. I think from the stylistic energy, the energy I think of these is better. But for me, definitely the cute size and also the kind of more serious proportions of this engine do make it something that I'm really, really glad to have in my collection. So that's all I've got time for in this review. I am super excited to see all your comments down below. Otherwise, that's all I've got time for this Extreme Trains.